Hello folks, there's Cattys sitting in the in my shed. As you're probably all aware now, the UK is now on some kind of lockdown, and not to sort of dampen the spirits too much, I thought I'd keep all my fans and such like entertained. We'll do a little bit of videoing in my back garden, so stay tuned folks for another exciting video. Mess is very cold, frozen last night. So the mess is struggling right now. Have we got flamage? I think we have. Proper Darjeeling. Now, how much of a hardcore tea drinker am I? I'm about to have this with no milk. That is hardcore, especially for someone like me who likes to drop with the old Darjeeling coffee. Hey Barney. Tell you what, right, this Darjeeling ain't too bad without milk. Nice one, Barn. I'm actually enjoying it as it goes. So, what are your plans, folks? Let me do. Just going to direct my head in front of that sunlight so you can see my beautiful face. I think what I'll do today is I'll set up a nice little tarp in the garden. And who knows, you know, we'll see what sort of nature we can see while we're out in my garden. Or maybe not, for that matter. I'll put loads of bread out for the starlings and eagles and ospreys and such like, so they can come in the garden and get some bread and some old Pringles. Or we might be able to get some really good wildlife footage, who knows. So yeah, it's about as exciting as it gets, really, I suppose. I'll certainly be going out for a run later, I know that, and take the dog out as well. Can I do that on 2 separate occasions, do you think, or is that like 2 for 1, or can I go out once for a run and then come back and then take the dog out? Do I get two trips out? I don't know. Because already I think it's I'm starting to get cabin fever, I think. So what are you doing, folks? Are you are you doing anything in your sheds or gardens and stuff like that, or are you lucky enough to be able to sneak out to a local woodland somewhere and sort of get away from it all? Share your comments, let us know. So yeah, I'm probably going to do a bit of spoon carving today as well, just to sort of bore you a little bit more. All you can do is laugh, isn't it? Crikey. Kind of reminds you of the Hunger Games a little bit, doesn't it? Without the sort of like people shooting each other with bows and arrows and stuff. Yeah. Is it time for reflection? Is it time for just chilling out and having a laugh and making the best thing out of it, what you can do? Which I think is probably more the one, isn't it? You've got to stay positive, I suppose, in all this sort of, in our kind of trying times. Anyway, less babbling. I'll come back to you in a little while. I'm going to enjoy my cup of Darjeeling. If my wife was to watch this, this would drive her nuts, because she hates me slurping my tea. I hope it doesn't wind up anyone else though. Luckily for me, Mrs. C don't watch my videos, so I'm lucky. I can slurp my tea all day long and not worry about it. If you ain't already noticed, depends on how observant you are, have you noticed that I've pimped up my Trangia kettle? What happened over the years, I mean, this is an old Trangia kettle. It could probably tell some stories if it could talk, but it can't because it's a kettle. But anyway, I digress. But what I've done was I needed to replace the handle that's on it, and I couldn't be bothered to sort of try and you know, sort of the hook that's on the end of the kettle there where the handle is, I couldn't be bothered to sort of take that off, bend it out and everything else. So what I've done was I got a piece of earthing sleeve, sliced it down the middle and placed that over the top of the handle. And then what I've done was I got some of that insulating tape, the electrical one, which obviously is the green and yellow one for earth, and I literally wrapped that around it, so it's kind of given my Trangia kettle a bit more of a lease of life and protection on the handle, rather than just keeping it bare metal. See, always learn something on my videos, can't you? Full of education and wisdom and useful ideas, aren't I? I think what's crazy about all this is that it's absolutely gorgeous outside. Yeah, it's a bit chilly, but the sun is shining, it's bright, clear blue sky, the sun's out, and perfect sort of outdoor weather, I think. And we're confined to our houses and back gardens. Typical, isn't it? Hey, absolutely typical. Did I show you my latest find? When I was out with Mac Tightwood, we was over Spooky Woods a little while ago, and on the walk out I found this, and this is a muntjac skull, quite a nice one actually. And what I want to do is I'm going to mount it onto a board, and then I'm going to put it on the outside of my shed. So then would it signify that I'm sort of doing devil worshipping in my shed? I hope not, but it certainly looks like something like that, doesn't it? Or maybe what I could do is maybe attach it to my hat, and I could wear it on my hat to make me look like a, well, like a twat really, I reckon. But anyway, I could do that even, couldn't I? But no, I won't. I'm going to attach it to my shed. I'm just babbling on, folks. I'm just putting a video together, trying to keep it light and humoured, and just keep everyone sort of mildly entertained in some way. So, you know, so there we are, muntjac skull there. The reason why it's got a hole in it is because obviously I'm going to just drill. I've drilled a hole in it, but I need to get a nail long enough to go through the skull, and then obviously into the board, and then I'll be able to mount it. I think I'm going to call him Denzel or Derek. What do you reckon? I think I'm going to call him Denzel. Hello Denzel, how you doing? Hello, how are you? See, he talks like Mr. Scissors. What's that? You are? No, we can't. We're not allowed. We're sort of confined to the garden and the shed. Yeah, I know. It's not good, is it? Oh. I can't even walk anywhere. I need a big shed. I've got gear everywhere. Well, in times such as these, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a bit of bow drill practice as well. Admittedly, I can't obviously go out and pick wood straight from the woods. I'm going to have to just use that's seasoned in my shed and all that. But yeah, no worries. It's still good to get the technique. So what I'm going to do is one of my bows, it's starting to wear and it's stretching a little bit, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the cord on it. Find my lighter. I'm just going to melt up the end of that. Put it on my tongue. Right. Okay. Oh, is that going to be long enough? Yeah, it should be. Just stop it from fraying a little bit. Quite stuck in there tight. You know, you sometimes see some of these sort of books and such like, they sometimes tell you that you can only use wood that's sort of curved or bow shaped for a bow drill, but I've actually used straighter stuff. I mean, this one's quite straight, it has got a slight curve in it, but nothing much. I mean, what I've done with this, I actually sort of tried to make it a little bit personal, nothing too glamorous. But this is one of my bow drills, one of my all my bows for my bow drill sets, and sort of made a nice little handle for it. So let's put the cord through one end. Tie that off. What I'm going to use here, I'm just going to knot it really. Just going to use like a single fisherman's knot. So I'm just going to wrap it around my finger once, twice, and then pass it through there so it makes a slightly bigger stopper knot on the end if you like. And you see the end of my bow there. And I'll just keep pulling it until obviously it goes nice, so it's going to go up against there. Then I'll take it down to the other end, and I've sort of pre-made another hole in the bottom there. When you make your bows, I mean, there's loads of different sort of people will tell you different things of how to make your bows, but ideally what you want to do, the length of your bow should be from your armpit to the tip of your fingers thereabouts. Alright, rather than having it short. I mean, obviously this will stretch this cord, so what I've done is I've just sort of got a slight bit of tension on there. I'm going to be using a drill of hazel for me, for the drill obviously. Alright, so let's tie that off. Actually, I'm just going to wrap it round. The only thing is I will say though is make sure you wrap it around and tying it off. Don't leave any stray bits of cord there, because it's sometimes a bit of a pain in the backside when it flaps against and it snags on everything. So just to try and make a point of tying it off. Don't tie off your knot too much first of all, just so that you can check the tension of your cord when you put your bow drill in, or when you put your drill in. Now this is a bit tight at the moment, but it will stretch, or we'll stick it in there anyhow. No, that's too tight. I'm going to have to loosen it up. So that's why you don't have your knot too tight, or the cord too tight when you first do it. Right, so I've loosened it off a little bit. Right, so let's give it another go. That's better. Oh, so it's still quite tight, but that's alright, and that will loosen when I start using it. If you can as well, when you put the drill in, alright, bearing in mind I'm no expert with this bow drill lark, alright, but sort of flick it in there like that. Alright, put the drill on the inside of the bowstring, and then pull it so that it goes on the outside. So you kind of use the whole length of the cord, rather than, it kind of makes it a bit shorter when you use it on the inside. Alright, so there we go. So there's my drill. So the bow's okay. Right. Okay, so we'll put this into the tip end where the handle's going to go. We'll make that to more of a point so it creates less friction when it's in, because you obviously don't want that end to heat up inside the handle. So we'll make that a bit more pointy. Right, and then the other end, you can see this is being used. Alright, the herf board that I've got down there that I'm going to use, I think that's a piece of I'm not sure what that is. If that's, I think that's poplar. I'm not sure. It looks like a poplar. And I've sort of sort of drilled a couple of holes in it already, but I'm going to start with that one because the diameter that fits in there okay, so I can use that one. And what I'm going to do, because the hole's already been done, what I'm going to do, I'm just going to flatten it up a bit more. It's also not a bad thing as well is to take some of the bark off. I mean, like, because obviously the bark harbours quite a lot of moisture, but this drill's quite very well seasoned, so even the bark's quite dry, so it's not going to be but just for demonstration I'll sort of remove some of the bark, about sort of ½ inch or so. Nice gentle ones there. Let's take it off completely. I've sort of got my drill, got my bow, got my hearth, and all I need now is a handle. Well, it don't really matter too much, but I've got a piece of ash that I often carry with me, and this one, cheating or not, it doesn't matter. It's got I've put a bearing in there, and it just makes it a little bit easier. Keeps me, you know, I can use that handle all the time. I haven't got to use it, but I like having that one. And then quite recently, because I was literally just mucking around in the shed, I've got another little piece of bit of a branch there, yeah, it was also an old branch. And basically what I've done is I've put another bearing in there, and I could potentially use that one as well. So it's sort of quite handy to have, I suppose. Well, one of them projects, if you're just mucking around in your shed and you manage to find some bearings and such like, or even if you've got a nice one as well as a bit of old deer antler. I did have some deer antler knocking around, but I don't know where it is right now. But I've got these two to use anyway. All right. So we'll come back in a little while, and I'll do a little bit of bow drilling. I think I need to have another cup of tea now. It's been a lot of hard work. Throat's getting dry from all my talking. So let's see, we'll light the candle with a ferro rod. Fluff up the wick a bit. And we'll see if that catches. Ta-da! There you go. Ferro rod and candle. Bit once more, eh? To prove I ain't faking it. Why is that? Ta-da! There we go. As some of you know, I'm quite fond of a scraper. I do prefer a scraper than using the back of my knife. I will, if I have to. But I don't know, I don't know what the reason is for it, but you can get some good scrapers. These particular ones that I use came with the BEX fire stills when I bought them, and they're quite a nice one, they are, and they sort of help to throw sort of good sparks. I can't sort of fault them really. I really like them. It's what I always use. I mean, I do sometimes use the back of my knife. Obviously never use the blade because it will just destroy the blade. It will make crap of it. So if you're new to it and you're not too sure about using ferro rods, on no account you use the blade, because it will just make absolute crappy. The ferro rod will make crappy your blade. Alright, it'll make crappy the edge. So always, obviously, if you are going to use your knife, then just use the back of it. But I don't really use it that much. Obviously, if you are going to do it, I mean, needs to have a 90-degree spine on it, something with a little bit of a burr really, so it gives it a nice, so you can obviously dig into the ferro rod. But just personally speaking, I prefer just to keep the scrapers with a ferro rod as opposed to the knife. I use that kind of as a last resort, but that's just me personally, folks. All right. And obviously this one always attaches to my this one always goes with the old this one goes with the Nomad knife by Ben Alford, which is I've had for some years now, and it's a lovely knife. I've had it about 5 years now, and a great bit of kit. Lovely to have as a neck knife. I used to have it on my hip, but the reason why I've changed from having it on my hip to around my neck on the Kydex is literally because more often than not, I'm wearing belt kit now with a, you know, with a my firelighting kit, my knife and the saw, and first aid kit. And then when I've got a rucksack on, you know, if I was to wear this on my belt as well, then I'm fighting to get it if I'm wearing it all the time. And immediately I can grab my bushcraft, my kind of bushcraft knife, as it were, or wearing it round my neck, and I just want to do something a little bit less, then obviously I can just grab hold of the Ben Alford, because now it's Ben Alford, but the Nomad knife, because it's round my neck. All right. My water's boiling. It's getting there. Rosie's joined me now. Rosie's coming. You alright, mate? How you doing? I wouldn't sniff down there, mate. Oh, she likes a bit of fuss, Rosie. So do I. Look at you people getting a nice, good look at my legs. God, my camera angles are terrible, aren't they? Yeah, I'm paranoid now. See out my skirt. Capelka and a little wooden cup that I made. Found it in my box. Kind of forgot I have some of this stuff, you know. I need to start using it a bit, I think. So I'm just decanting the rest of my tea into this mug. I don't use it. I just make them and then throw them in my box with all my other crap. What I'm going to do, I'm going to make this bowl a bit deeper. I've had it, as I say, ages in there. There's still quite a lot of meat on the base there. So I reckon I can make that a bit deeper to hold some more fluid. Put back in a little while with that one. Deeper now, doesn't it? That's a bit better, isn't it? Still going to take some off it though, because there's quite a lot of meat there. So just going to remove some more. after now is a bit of a really heavy abranet. I might use most of them up. Heavy stuff. I've got one there. This is about an 80 grit. And what I'm going to do now is just obviously use it to oh yeah. Well, so there it is. What I'm going to do now, I'm going to stain it with the tea leaves from the from my cut the old Darjeeling in. Just give that a rub in there. It's more moisture than it is tannin. Saves you using oil. Well, I think it's only one thing now. I think I need to get the kettle on and have a brew in it. Use tea bag. to utilise the wind. So that'll do, folks, for now. Everyone stay safe out there. Okay, during these people are saying they're hard times, but they're not really, are they? It's just a matter of, you know, we're sort of like just got to sort of be a little bit switched on about what's going on right now. So I'll catch up with you later, folks. Stay safe, and I'll try to keep putting the videos out as much as I can, just to, maybe just for more entertainment value than anything else. I'll catch you later, folks. Take care. There's Cattys signing out, and I'll see you on the flip side.